This video talks about the shared reports feature in Project Insight reporting. As you know, you can save reports in Project Insight, but you can also share those reports with other users. So I might decide to share this report with Kendall, and I'll go back and name it. We'll call this active projects, and let's call them internal. And I'll just click save. Now that report has been saved. So to see that this report was saved for Kendall, I need to go impersonate her as a user. So I'll do that. So now I'm impersonating Kendall, and I can go to her reports, and it was a project report, and you can see that that active projects internal report is now here. And it looks just like the one that I was doing and working on. So the first thing to note is that Kendall can make changes to this report and save them too, which will apply to the report owner and anyone else who has it shared with. So for instance, let's change a filter here to open the types of reporting we might do. And instead of internal now, let's make this customer. So I'm going to save that, and we'll rerun that report. And now the list has been changed. I can save it. And if I want this report now to be the active project's internal report, I can just save it as this particular report, or I can save it as a new report. So the default is to save it as a new report, right? It thinks I'm making a new report and this isn't the one that Trina originally made. So I would uncheck that box if I want to update the report that was already shared with me. So I'm actually going to change this now, and we'll call this customer. And again, if I have this checkbox checked, save as new report, this will just make me my own new report, not shared with anyone. But if I uncheck this, now I'm making changes to the shared report, and it's going to make changes for everyone who shares that, not just the original creator, but anyone else that Trina shared it with. And I can click save. Now, the other thing that I can do is I can take ownership of the report myself. So instead of this being a report that Patrick Insight owns, I can take ownership of it, and then I will be the new owner. And this is helpful if, say someone isn't in a role anymore, or if they aren't managing that particular report any longer. That can be helpful to take ownership of that report, even though you didn't create it in the first place. So I'll save that, and it's asking me, are you sure you want to overwrite this currently shared report? Once it's saved, we can't go back to what was created by Patrick Insight. And I'm just going to say yes. And then we saved it. And then if I look again at the project, oops, wrong one, sorry. If I look again at the project reports, you'll see that now it says active projects by customer. And you can't see the internal report that we made earlier. Now, these are great changes to make and very powerful, but you wouldn't want just anyone making them in your system. So I'm just going to go to the permissions so you can see who can actually make these kinds of changes. So now I've come to the user setting, and I'm looking specifically at Patrick Insight. And these capabilities will only work for users who have specific permissions, either system administrator or project report viewer or resource allocation viewer. And then of course they have to have, the ability to create and edit reports. So with those in place, users can make report changes that apply to everyone with access or take full ownership of a shared report.